Taurus, welcome, my darlings. Welcome. This is your July 5th through 11th general forecast for the Taurus collective. We do have a new moon coming up on the 9th, okay? This is said to be a little bit more of an intense, emotional new moon because it is in Cancer, so it's going to be drawing our attention to our relationships, both in terms of family, friendships, work relationships, love relationships, all of it. So we're going to see how the energies may be affecting Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising in the week ahead. Now, Taurus, as I'm shuffling your cards, there's moments where they're getting stuck, and then there's moments where it's smooth, okay? Now, I need to let you guys know that this is telling me that you might be having a hard time making a decision, okay? Cancer had something very similar, so you could just be maybe being very affected by the energy right now, or some of you might have a situation with the Cancer that you're trying to figure out. But we're going to look at the cards and see what's coming up here. Typically for me, when I'm shuffling and the cards get stuck like that, it tells me there's something that you're not sure about moving forward, or you're feeling conflicted. Like, I want this, but I want that, or I don't know what I should do, or just feeling like this confused energy. But we're going to see what your cards have to say. First card, ooh, yeah, this is positive for me. Very positive for me coming up. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles is going to be Earth sign energy. And typically in tarot, when the major arcana cards come up, it's a person in the situation, right? And you guys have heard me say that I do love reading separate on my channel. In the weekly forecasts, I want to focus on you and your energy and less about other people. So I focus on your journey and how the cards apply to you. In this reading, we may have some other energies coming in just because of the nature of the new moon that's coming in. However, this to me is Taurus energy. Obviously, this is Earth sign energy, right? Because it's Pentacles, so it could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus, okay? But for me, personally, in my readings, Queen of Pentacles, for me, I see very much as a Taurus card, because to me it's the card of like working hard, playing hard, enjoying the fruits of your labor, having a very comfortable home, okay, like having a place where you can come and like unwind. And so I feel like this card is coming up to tell you, Taurus, how you guys are going to stay grounded. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but from what, and you guys know I'm not an astrology expert by any means. I have a good idea of the meanings of the cards, but astrology, super, super basic. And I read and I'm trying to learn. I read more intuitively, but in terms of the cards, but I do read about astrology and I'm trying to educate myself more about astrology. I respect it. I'm just not qualified to teach it. But from what I've been learning about the new moon coming in, I read that this might be kind of intense energy for Taurus. That Taurus might have a hard time with the emotional dynamic of the new moon in Cancer that's happening on the 9th. But Queen of Pentacles for me is like you stepping into your authenticity, your energy, but also Queen of Pentacles for me is a physical self-care card. So Spirit is saying that you're going to find a lot of balance, and this time is going to be easier for you to get through if you're making time for physical self-care. So this is making sure you're getting enough sleep, quality sleep. So make sure you have like a little nighttime routine where you can unwind, create a sense of sanctuary for yourself in your space where you can really just kind of relax and enjoy being in your space. Pajamas that feel good on the skin, and like essential oils, lotions, massage, bath, showers, like anything that can just like feel good physically or relax you. Make sure you're eating good food that has vitamins and minerals and nutrients. Maybe watch your macros. A lot of people think that they're eating healthy because they're cutting out sugar, or they're like eating like, a fat-free diet or zero carbs, or whatever it might be, right? So you might be like, oh, well, I'm eating healthy, but are you getting enough nutrition? I'm not saying that you shouldn't uh, eat the way that you're eating, but it might be a good idea to make sure that you're incorporating enough of a balance of what you're putting into your body, right? Like broccoli is healthy, but if you eat nothing but broccoli, that's not healthy. Like you're not getting enough for your brain to function, and you're not getting enough so that you can have a good thought process. So physical self-care, really important here. Also a sense of like pampering yourself, indulging, right? I give the example of like coffee in the morning. Most people will have coffee in the morning, but make a little bit of a ritual out of it. Have like your little coffee spot, or your special little coffee mug, or have your little morning playlist, or sit there and do a little morning journaling, or whatever it is that gives it an element of fanciness for you, right? You don't have to spend money to do this, but bring in an element of like making it special, right? So this is going to be also another element of self-care. Like you're indulging in some kind of way, or you're doing something special for yourself. Now, because of the emotions are going to be really high, some of you are going to have issues with family or with your significant other. If you live with your significant other, there could be challenges here within the home, right? Feelings are coming to the surface. Before I started doing the readings, I had a little flying ant, not little, like it was a massive, it's like a friggin' pterodactyl helicopter. Pterodactyl came flying in right next to me, and it's, ugh. I was like, I don't want to get stung. I could see its stinger. I'm a city girl. I'm not used to these giant flying critters, and I've seen bugs I've never seen before in my life over the past few weeks. But anyway, I had to like avert crisis. I had to keep from getting stung by this giant flying ant. And then I'm like, let me get some water before I'm talking for hours. So I went out into the other end of the house to get some water, and I smelled fire. Okay, maybe it was like, maybe my nose was having like nose visions. I don't know if I'm in like wildfire fire area. I don't know if there's like wildfire right now, but um, those two things gave me a message coming into the weekly forecasts for the collective. Because emotions are so high, some of us, or many of us, may experience being approached. I don't want to say attacked, but confronted. Confronted by a loved one or somebody in our life that we had no idea they were holding resentments against us, or they had complaints about us, right? They might not be coming in like to sting us, but it could escalate to that level or to that degree. So there could be tensions. Tensions are high, and there's a potential here in that fire. I smell the fire. There's a potential here of burning bridges. Some of you are like, oh my gosh, yes, please bring on the matches, bring on the gasoline. Some of you are all for it. But again, I feel like it was like this can be diverted, or this could be avoided. So those of you where you're having tensions building in your home, building in your living environment, you guys aren't necessarily agreeing. I do feel for Taurus, some of the issues that are coming up are going to take a while to resolve. Like there's not going to be a quick solution for them. However, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is saying you're going to bring peace, and you're going to open up a healthy communication if you guys can try to take time to bond through the physical aspect of humanity. And so, if we're talking about like a love relationship, obviously physical intimacy would be part of that, right? But before you can get there, you can't just say, oh, well, let's forget about our differences and go at it, right? Before you can get there. It's bonding through things like, eating good meals together, listening to music that you guys like, watching entertaining things on TV or comedies, like filling the house with anything that gives it a sense of home. Okay, if you live completely and totally alone and you're very lonely and you would like to have friendships or manifest a partner, begin to create that atmosphere in that home. That does not mean that you're gonna manifest to bring it into where you're living now, because a lot of people say, well, I don't want it to be here. I want to manifest friends, but I also want to move. Okay, I get that. I understand that. You're just creating that energy around you. So don't freak out about that. Don't think, oh my gosh, I'm manifesting people in this home and I can't have people over here. Don't worry about that, but rather just create that sense of home and that sense of comfort around you. This is going to be a big part of your manifestation process moving forward, and helping you navigate through the intense energies that are going on without getting overwhelmed. Next card here is the Empress. Wow. If I'm not mistaken, Taurus, you guys let me know. Let me know in the comments. I think that this came up for you guys in last week's reading, that you guys got the Empress, and also Libra, I think, got the Empress. And I was like, whoa, because the Empress card has the association of the feminine energy of Taurus and Libra. Okay. And so for me in my readings, when I'm reading for somebody and the major arcana card comes up for their zodiac sign, it tells me that this is a time that you're really stepping into your power, right? And I already got that vibe because this is like Taurus energy for me, and now boom, pow, like it's like being even more magnified. Now, I will say this, I feel like these cards are making it very clear that Taurus, regardless of your biology, regardless of gender, regardless of whatever you identify as, you are connecting very strongly in this new moon energy with your feminine energy, with the feminine part of you. We all have feminine and masculine, and that has nothing to do with who or what we're attracted to. Nothing. Okay. There can be very feminine men who are attracted to women and who are hetero. There could be very masculine women who are attracted to men and are hetero. Like it's not about like what we're attracted to. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And so this is you stepping into the creativity, the nurturing energy, the dreams, the heart space, okay? Coming into intuition and the feminine aspects of energy. There could also be here, Taurus, where many of you are kind of going through a journey with your mother, okay? Scorpio had something similar. And I'm curious how many of you have a Scorpio placement. But there could be something here in working out issues with your mother, okay? I do feel that there's like a sense here of like rising up into power, or like growing, like a tremendous amount of growth. So I feel whatever is happening in this new moon energy, Taurus, you guys are coming into a time of I think you guys had something similar in last week's reading too, because you guys had it like where it was like going up. I remember there was something, you guys had something where there was like a page and a knight and a king, and I don't know, was it you guys? I can't remember, but anyway, there's this energy here of like cycling up, or like leveling up here, going from queen to empress. And so there could be something here where there's a shifting of energy, Taurus, where some of you are kind of being passed the torch in terms of like leader is the family. And so in saying this, like I feel like a matriarch energy. Some of you may be stepping into the energy of matriarch, or some of you may be having the matriarch of your family sitting down with you and talking to you, and basically saying like, look, I'm not going to be around forever, but this is how I hope that you might step in, so maybe the matriarch is passing the torch for you and you're going to be patriarch, or whatever it might be, but you're coming into this energy of either matriarch or patriarch, but the current matriarch might be really opening up to you guys and sharing information about the family, or sharing things that they feel you need to know moving forward, stepping into this role of like being leader in a family dynamic. This is such a random message, and you guys know that I don't really focus on stuff like this, but I feel some of you have been having issues with a mother-in-law where like it's been really bad or really toxic, and I feel like there's some kind of a truce being called. There's some kind of a like a look like we're gonna leave the past in the past. I'm gonna mind my own business, you mind your own business, and we're just gonna, uh, agree to disagree and move on with life. I feel like there's this kind of energy here where there's some kind of a truce. And oddly enough, I feel like it's happening because some of you, your child is standing up for you. Your child, it could even be a stepchild for some of you, that this child might not be biologically related to you, yet biologically related to mother-in-law, and they might be standing up and they might be saying something that it's like, okay, like this needs to stop. This is not right. This is not good. Very interesting message, very interesting message, but I do get that message for some of you. Again, Empress here is creativity, nurturing energy, being very respected, very sometimes even self-employment energy. So there could be something here in like moving up in terms of a business or a business progressing for some of you in this new moon energy as well. Next card coming up here is the Five of Swords. And so the Five of Swords, like I said, it's the burning of bridges. The burning of bridges. And so as I said, some of you are in that energy where when I was talking about that, you were like, bring it on. I'm ready. I've been ready, right? I'll go back and I'll burn ones I've already burned if I need to, right? If there's any little remnants left. Some of you are ready for it. Some of you are like, I'm not even gonna feel bad or sad about it. I do feel that some of you might be turning down this passage of power to you. Okay? Because I do feel for some of you, you're being seen as very capable, very responsible, very intelligent. And so there could be like some like, they're wanting you to kind of like take over as leader of the family. And some of you are saying, no, I don't want it. Even at the risk of these matriarchs or patriarchs being angry at you or like not wanting to talk to you anymore. You're like, you don't want that to happen, but at the same time, you're like, I'm not going to take on this responsibility. I just heard, not my circus, not my monkeys. And so some of you, there could be a burning of bridges in this way. Five of Swords, though, you guys have heard me say in previous readings, those of you that are used to watching my readings, this is usually a situation where you're getting triggered or somebody knows how to push your buttons. They know how to get you worked up. They know how to get you upset. Unfortunately, sometimes this person knows that they're doing it, albeit it could be subconsciously. They might not consciously know, it might be subconsciously, but they know what to say or what to do to get you to do the things they want you to do. Okay? When you find yourself getting worked up, right? When you find yourself getting upset, Five of Swords to me in my readings is saying take a moment, step aside, and journal. Write out what happened. What did this person say or do? How did it make you feel? Who else in your life has made you feel this way before? Like if you could go farther back in your mind, when can you remember feeling this way before? Or who was involved in that situation? Why do you think this person did this? Why do you think the person in the past did it? And then you're going to write out basically any kind of forgiveness you want to give to yourself. Like if you're blaming yourself, like, oh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have believed them. Or I'm this or I'm that, or, whatever it might be that you're holding on to that's making you feel bad about yourself, release yourself of that. Release the person, write out in journal like forgiveness to them, like I'm gonna forgive them. This is why they're behaving this way. This is why they're acting this way. It's their problem. It's their issue. It has nothing to do with me. I'm just going to let it go and not hold space for it in my life. And I'm just going to, forgive them and move on, right? And then just write out at the end how you're choosing to feel about yourself from now on moving forward, how you're choosing to feel about this situation from now on moving forward. Now, once this happens, you're going to deactivate that trigger. It's not going to exist anymore. So in the future, this person can go pushing that button a trillion times. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to have that power over you anymore because you deactivated the trigger, right? Not just them, anybody that you encounter in the future. That trigger is going to be gone. It's not going to exist anymore. So people aren't going to be able to get you worked up or like manipulate you emotionally. They're not going to have that power over you. This can result in a parting of ways for some of you, a permanent parting of ways, in a way where like you just don't feel bad about it, but also it's not dramatic because you've gotten your feelings under control. So when you do put that boundary, it's going to be done in just a very matter of fact kind of way without there being some big, blowout of some kind. The next card coming up here for you, Taurus, is the Knight of Cups. Now, again, I know a lot of people are used to watching tarot readings for love and romance. So our poor little Knight of Cups here gets typecast as a Romeo, a Casanova, a Don Juan. And that can be the case sometimes. That's not far-fetched, yes, sometimes that's what the Knight of Cups means, but the cards have many layers, and depending on the cards that's coming up with them, context of the situation, energy around the situation, it can mean something else entirely. Because we are dealing with the new moon energy, okay, but not just new moon energy, this particular new moon has a lot to do with relationships and our dealings with other people. So Knight of Cups can be, when we're not looking at love and romance, Knight of Cups is like the pursuit of the things that make the heart smile, right? Our dreams, are things that inspire us, a sense of adventure, a sense of magic, a sense of beauty. Okay, it can also be very romantic. So some of you maybe have had your love life on the back burner, or it hasn't been a priority for some of you, and some of you maybe have just never considered yourself to be a very romantic person. But you might find yourself, some of you, that you're wanting to have a sense of adventure or a sense of beauty, or you're wanting to get out there and get to know people, but you're not wanting to like hurry up and like, tie something down, but just kind of explore and see what happens and see where things go, and just enjoy life. Knight of Cups is also a card that comes up for me in readings when someone is unblocking, or like opening up, and like blocks are being removed that have been blocking you in terms of abundance and in terms of receiving. And so you might all of a sudden be noticing a lot of beauty, a lot of things that inspire you. Okay. And this is leading you to connections. Like as you're going on that path, you're meeting the right friends, you're meeting the soul family, you're meeting the soulmate, right? Or you're enriching your relationships because you're coming into this higher vibration by allowing yourself to pursue these things that are, making your heart smile. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks those are going to resonate with you more than others. They might add in a little extra information. I will have the love and romance readings for July listed in the description of the video for those of you who haven't had a chance to watch it yet, or who want to watch it. I'll have that there. And if you would like a private reading with me, you can schedule at calendly.com/amethystangelite. There is someone going around pretending to be me emailing people and trying to set up readings, but it's not me. I don't email people like that. I don't have I don't even have like an email list where I just email people announcements, or I don't even have anything like that. So it's not me. If you would like a private reading with me, the only way to schedule a private reading with me is by going to calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule a private reading with me there. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful week ahead, my darlings. Take care. Bye.